it's time to get to the no half step in hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 689. That's right, show number 689 for the Renegades of Puck. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 6th place in the Central Division. They've played 29 games. They have a record of 12, 13, and 4, so they are back under 500. They have 28 points. That has them 3 points behind the 5th place St. Louis Blues, 6 points behind the 4th place Colorado Avalanche, 8 points behind 3rd place Minnesota, 13 points behind 2nd place Winnipeg, and 14 points behind the 1st place Dallas Stars. The Nashville Predators currently slipping in the standings, now competing in the bottom third of the division. The Arizona Coyotes only 4 points behind the Nashville Predators in 7th place, and the Chicago Blackhawks down there in last place, 10 points behind the Nashville Predators. Same amount of games played between the bottom 3 teams within the division. So for the Nashville Predators, it is not a very good first 29 games of the season. On home ice, the Preds have a record of 7-5-2, and that's where their next game will take place. They have 72 goals for on the season, 90 goals against, a minus 18 goal differential, and the Nashville Predators' next opponent at Bridgestone Arena will be the final game of the regular season series between the Nashville Predators and the Edmonton Oilers. And yes, it is the same Edmonton Oilers that were just in on December the 13th. We'll go back and recap the entire season series. Again, third and final meeting between these two Western Conference teams this season, unless for the Nashville Predators, they unfortunately end up in a best of 7 against this Oilers team. Not a good matchup. Let's recap. Back on November the 1st, Nashville Predators fell in Edmonton 7-4. Draisaitl 5 points in that game. McDavid 4 points in that game. And again, what's going to sound a lot like a repeat, we go to December the 13th. We switch the game to Bridgestone Arena. This time the score 6-3 in favor of Edmonton, but Draisaitl again 5 points. McDavid again 4 points. So the Oilers this season against the Nashville Predators are 2-0, and they've outscored the Preds 13-7, and Draisaitl has 10 points. McDavid has 8 points. So they have 18 points combined between them, and they have just been an unstoppable force the entire era that they've been together against this Nashville Predators team. So I am not very hopeful. As a matter of fact, my outlook is quite bleak going into this next game on Monday night. Draisaitl and McDavid have just had their way with the Nashville Predators and have just been completely unstoppable. Now, once the Nashville Predators wrap up this game against the Edmonton Oilers, Wednesday they will be in Chicago to take on the Blackhawks. Friday, back home to face off against the Colorado Avalanche, and then the Christmas break of 4 days. Pick things back up on the 27th of December when the Nashville Predators will welcome in Dallas. On the 30th of December, the Nashville Predators will be in Anaheim. They'll close out this year's schedule and calendar in Vegas against the Golden Knights on New Year's Eve. Now, for the Edmonton Oilers, they come into Bridgestone Arena with a record of 17-14-1, 35 points on the season. That's 4th in the Pacific. On the road, they have a record of 8-6, a +5 goal differential, and they have won their one and only game at Bridgestone Arena so far this year. Let's go back and take a look at the most recent stretch, which would be the last 5 games for the Oilers. On the 9th of December, is a 5-2 victory versus the Minnesota Wild. They followed that up with a 2-1 loss at the Minnesota Wild. On the 13th of December, a 6-3 victory at the Nashville Predators. On the 15th of December, a 4-3 shootout loss versus the St. Louis Blues. And on the 17th, their most recent game, a 4-3 loss versus the Anaheim Ducks. Now, taking a look inside the NHL ranks in the matchup between these two teams. In goals for, of course, the Edmonton Oilers are just going to blow the Nashville Predators away. In stats, that is 3.59 per game is 5th best in the NHL, 2.41 for the Nashville Predators. And if you've been watching these last several games in this losing stretch of 6 now, you would know that finding the way to 2.41 has been almost impossible on most nights. That's 29th overall in the NHL. The Preds are giving up 3.07 goals per game against. That's 16th in the NHL, while Edmonton's giving up 3.41 per game. That's 22nd in the NHL, but with the offense that they have, they can easily overcome giving up 3.41 goals per game. Shots on net, the Nashville Predators are only generating 29.7 on net per game. That's 23rd in the NHL, while Edmonton is 12th best in the league, generating 32.2 shots per game. Edmonton gives up 32.7 against. That's 24th, but again, another metric where they easily overcome by the high-powered offense that they have. The Preds cannot overcome a high-powered offense, and they are 27th in shots against, giving up 33.1 against. And the special teams matchup could not be more dramatically different in the power play. First overall for the Edmonton Oilers, 38 conversions out of 119 opportunities, 31.9% on the season. The Nashville Predators are 31st overall in the NHL, one spot from dead last, only converting 15 of 104 times on the season, 14.4%. It is putrid. On the penalty kill, the Nashville Predators do rank higher than the Edmonton Oilers, but that does not nearly make a difference. But I give you the facts here. 19th in the leagues with the Preds are ranked 77.2% on all of their kills. They've given up 23 power play goals against on the season. The Edmonton Oilers are rated 25th overall in the NHL in the penalty kill. They've killed 73%. They've given up 33 power play goals against. Now, for the Nashville Predators, there are still some injuries on the defense core. Good to see Luzon back in the lineup. McDonough looks like about 1 week, maybe just a little bit more away. We'll get an update about Alex Carrier here when the Nashville Predators come back from their road trip. And Borowiecki, we've not received an update in weeks on him, so he is still listed on injured reserve, and I anticipate he probably will remain there probably for the rest of the season. Now, every one of these teams, the NHL, has high-powered individual statistics, but this is simply no comparison between the Edmonton Oilers and the Nashville Predators. I'll give you the Nashville Predators numbers first, because everyone I'm going to give you on the Oilers would be outscoring and leading the Nashville Predators in scoring. So let's start on the Nashville Predators side of the ledger. Philip Forsberg leads the Preds in scoring, 9 goals and 16 assists for 25 points on the season. Matt Duchene has 7 goals and 16 assists, now at 23 points. The captain, Roman Josi, had 6 goals and 17 assists for 23 points. Mikhail Granlund, 4 and 15 for 19. Ryan Johansson, 8 and 8 for 16 in net. UC Saros, 9 and 4, a 9-11 save percentage, a 2.84 goals against average. And now these numbers are just stunning, staggering, whatever it is you want to use as your adjective to try to make it sound just even more impressive. It does not do it justice. It's simply incredible. Connor McDavid already this season, 28 goals, 34 assists, 62 points on the season. Leon Draisaitl right behind him, 21 goals, 33 assists, 54 points on the season, 10 of those 54 coming against this Nashville Predators team, and there's no reason to think that they're not going to feast on this Nashville Predators team again. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 15 and 21 for 36. Hyman, 14 goals, 20 assists, 34 points, and Barry at 4 and 21 for 25 in net. Skinner, 9-8 and 1, a 9.15 save percentage, and a 2.83 goals against average. The Nashville Predators are walking into a buzzsaw. They're feeding themselves into the wood chipper feet first. They're walking out into traffic without looking, whatever it is you want to say. This does not look like it's shaping up very good for the Nashville Predators at Bridgestone Arena. Losers of 6 in a row. Momentum sliding the wrong way in every single metric, every direction. You can see it's beginning to wear on this team. You can see it on the faces. You can see the dejected nature of the players as these games are coming to an end. The Nashville Predators are about to walk into a buzzsaw against the Edmonton Oilers for the 3rd time this season. The only question now is, will Draisaitl get 5 points for the 3rd game in a row against this team this year? Nothing else is in doubt. I say you can't just walk out to center ice and throw down the rosters and declare a winner. Well, in this situation, you can walk out there and throw the stat sheets down and go ahead and declare a winner. The Edmonton Oilers are going to blow the Nashville Predators out at their home rink on Monday night, and it's unfortunate to see, but it is perhaps the next step in what will force change coming in the new year for this Nashville Predators team. That gets you all set up for the Nashville Predators and the Edmonton Oilers at Bridgestone Arena on a Monday night. Rebirth Sports